but nobody
What's
knows
the what's
though.
wait a minute. What'd you say, OnJerya?
I said, I can't pay my bills, but I'm out here driving a G Wagon.
What's a G Wagon?
Mercedes. I don't even know if they come out yet, but that's it ain't. They don't have no miles on it. It got all the bells and whistles on it, but I can't pay my bills. But nobody knows it because when they see me get out the car and I got on my Louis and my Gucci and my
Does
Fendi,
that come from slavery too?
Hi, this is Dr. Teresa Smith, Dr. TAS, and welcome to this edition of Real Talk with TAS and OnJerya. Of course, we know that OnJerya is my lovely sister who makes sure that I am correct, because she tries to be so correct, and she does it all so effortlessly. And so I'm like, your job is to make sure that I am correct. I said that mean don't throw a bunch of shade on me, because she be throwing all this shade and stuff too, and then she thinks that I don't even understand what she doing, but I be getting it. But we just two sisters, two perspectives, raised by the same parents, but at two different times, and we just try to figure it out. We're just figuring it out.
I'm trying to get her in this live because she's been having a moment, and I'm see if I can get her in. Thought I was bringing her in. OnJerya, 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 OnJerya. Where you at? Where you at? Oh, it was on me, I think. You coming in, OnJerya? I think it was on me. I think we're sending things and they're crossing. Now I'm saying accept. Where you at? She said, send it again. Well, cancel yours. You're telling me to send it again. You got to cancel the one that you sent. Because I can't send it because it's telling me to accept what you sent. Did you cancel yours? Okay, let's see what's going to happen. Okay. I sent it. Let's see what we're going to happen now. I'm telling you honestly. And, I'm telling you honestly. I'm telling you honestly.
can
I'm
you see
telling you
me?
honestly.
Can you
Yes.
see me?
Yeah, yeah.
Is my camera on?
What'd you say?
Is my camera on? Can you guys see me?
You mean, can we see that bouffant? Is that what you want? Yeah, we can see you.
Can you see me? Is my camera on? Are you sure?
Now you trying to throw back to you want to just go ahead and part it. You just pat it back in place. That's what I've been doing. Just go ahead and part it so people. But I mean, we kind of see them ridges right there.
I
I mean,
know.
uh,
Girl,
all that chocolate.
let me tell you, I saw how rough
Oh,
and
I
tough.
do see it. Thank you for representing.
Oh yeah, baby, because I am stronger. Going by the
I don't
book,
have mine
edition
on.
two. Go by
Thank
the
you
book
for
edition two. Okay.
thank you for wearing my shirt.
Yes,
And
I
you're
am.
right.
Go by the
I
book.
met, yeah, you are
Stronger.
so good. Stronger. You are so good. That's my shirt. That was after I published the first edition of Stronger. Then,
Yeah.
I just recently published the second edition of Stronger. And there you are in my shirt. And I do not have on the shirt. But I tell you, the colors are going well together, though.
Yes.
That was the
Yes.
first thing I noticed before I realized. And then I started to see the little pink, and I'm like, oh, she got on the strongest shirt.
Feel like,
Oh,
girl, yes, honey. I have to represent, and excuse me for sounding hoarse, because life be life, and the girls a little. So my voice is sounding extremely a little raspy.
yeah.
I don't like that because
I
it's
know
not.
you don't. I may have to put you on voice rest.
I was thinking that earlier. I was like, oh my God, am I about to have to go on vocal rest?
Hmm.
Because again, I'm
Hmm.
not with the raspiness. That's how I know I've been doing too much, and I need to take a seat.
Well, I told him you be taking care of me. Look like I'm gonna have to take care of you and put you on vocal rest before the doctor does it again.
I know, right? You definitely have not been taking care of me. And it's okay. I understand because I've been taking care of you. Because that's what we do. We take care of each other, even though you have been neglecting me. It is A-okay.
And they said, and did she roll her eyes? Yes, I did. I
Yes.
know that's her.
And I'm glad you wrote
Lie.
them because guess what? I can't see you roll them. So I guess I have to catch it on the replay.
You have to catch it on the replay. Well, thank you for letting me know that you can't see me. So
Yeah,
you didn't see me
no.
when you first came on. Did you see what I had on when you first came on?
I did see you. I can't remember the color. I want to say it's like a gold or something. But yeah, I did see you like when I first got on. But it's what can I say? We're in that pre-shadow period with Mercury retrograde that goes in effect on Thursday to like mid-August. I'm like, Lord, I could tell.
Ooh.
I could tell. I can tell that it's on the horizon. Whew, I could tell. I could tell.
Well, let me just say, tell Alexis I'm so happy that she. I'm just so crazy tonight. You know, you might get all my personality out tonight. I'm so glad we had this time
Together.
together. I,
Yeah.
I, I was getting ready to say, but I heard that in my head. I'm just so glad that she shampooed your hair for you. And I'm assuming she blew it out as
Yeah.
best she could. Tell her she did a good job.
I
Auntie's proud
will.
of her.
I will because I was looking, at the live from last week because obviously
Okay.
you're looking at yourself in the camera, and I'm
Uh-huh.
just like, girl, oh, you looking like you thrown away, baby. Like we got to get that together. Like you cannot be looking thrown away. Not vanity or anything with it. It's just that I mean, it was it was dirty. You could tell. Like it no longer had life. It did have a
Okay.
life of its own, but it wasn't the life that it should be having. So yeah, so she was able to get me straight, just to get me through until I can get to my people, and I appreciate her. She was giving me the whole rundown, like where your stuff at. I said, girl, now I don't do no hair,
You don't have
okay?
no stuff.
So I don't got no stuff. I got a comb, a brush, and
Uh-huh.
a hair dryer brush
Mhm.
type contraption. But that's all I got. I don't have no products. I'm like, you know that. Why you acting like I want to be like daddy? Why you get acting simple on me now?
Well, guys, for those that don't know, I put the little clip out from last week. Your daddy had been Googling, and basically he had a tick on him. And so he was waiting till OnJerya came home to get her fish for the 4th of July. And they were waiting for her. And so my mother was, Miss Gloria, she's sitting there eating some fish. My dad outside frying fish. And then mama tells, I guess, because I'm on the phone with you, and she's telling OnJerya about when your daddy got this tick. And then I'm like, what are you talking about? And understand, we indoor girls, so we don't really do bugs.
No,
So,
no,
and so anyway, and I could tell you a story that just happened, but I won't tell you that story tonight unless it just kind of comes up. But we don't do bugs. And so here it is. They're thinking OnJerya, who does no medical background whatsoever. See, I
none.
got a medical background. Our middle sister has a medical background. OnJerya ain't got a medical background.
I can put a
And so
band
here
aid
it
on it.
is thinking that she gonna be getting a tick off daddy. Daddy had been Googling. I told her to tell him to Google himself on to the hospital, to the ER, and I said which ER to go to, which he did, but they didn't even let me know they had gone to the ER, that they had got the tick off. See, this is the way our family operates. They got a plan for you, and then after you redirect their plan and get them on the right path, they don't even let you know what the outcome is. I had to ask OnJerya, well, did daddy go to the ER like I told you to tell him? And we's daddy's girls. So, and I spoke to daddy first of the week, the week before last night. I don't even know. I don't know. Yeah, we before that. Anyway, I said, so you went on to, you got that tick off or something like that. I said, because I told OnJerya to tell you to go to the ER. Now, some people be like, now, why did you have to do that?
You didn't have
But
to tell him because that's where he was gonna go.
but I want him to know that I knew, and I'm the one that said, you need to go to the ER. Ain't nobody going to be handling that. Please. And then to get on that person, just be a whole mess. And it'll be just mess after mess after mess after mess. But anyway, OnJerya,
Yes, sir.
what's got you going on like this?
I don't know. I've been having like lots of conversations with different people, the last couple of days. Talking about relationships, friendships. Again, it's that time of the year because we are going into Mercury retrograde
Oh,
where,
okay.
people like to spin the block that you have left because you prayed that prayer and was like, Lord,
Take them away.
take them
Now go take me
away.
away.
Just,
Mhm.
right, just take them away, but they come on back to you because they miss you, they love you, and how can we rekindle the flame? So, as I was talking to a couple of people, like there was one person I was talking to in particular, and I said we were talking about intentions, right? Like
Well, you went out, so say that again.
we were talking about intentions.
Okay.
Do you feel like it is important that when you are talking to someone, whether you're pursuing them, they're pursuing you, whether again it's friendship, romantic, whatever, do you think that it's important to establish the intentions so therefore everyone is on the same page and nobody gets left behind? Because no child can be left behind.
Okay, run, Forrest, run.
Run, honey, please run. He said, I got tired. I'm tired of running now.
That's tired now. Okay.
And so they was like, Jay, because that's what they called me. They was like, Jay, it's important to date with intentions. It's important to make sure that people that come in your life, you have intentions for them, right? Because as we know, everybody has a place and a purpose in your life. Some
Well,
people are here for a reason, while some people are here for a season. And he's like, it's best for you to determine up front before, you go too far down left without knowing like where is this going. So I had a thought, and my thought was, do you agree with that? Do you think that it's important when you are pursuing relationships, and I leave it relationships, so again, that can be friendships, that can be you romantically interested in someone, or it can be as simple as coworkers, right? Because we know, like, you work at your job, everybody has those coworkers. You got the coworker that you immediately click with, and it's like you known each other your whole life. Then you got the coworker where you cool with them, but you're not cool with them, but you kind of give them that long handle spoon.
mhm,
And then you got the coworker that you really don't say anything because they like to kiss up. So
mhm.
you tread lightly with them. So do you think it's important with any relationship, any type of relationship, that intentions are established?
Well, first of all, we just two sisters with two perspectives on love and everything in between. And so when you first started with this intention, and let me say this too, we're 18 years apart. She's the older sister.
I am.
And yeah, she's the older sister, and I'm the younger one. And um, we have different experiences, different ways of thinking about things. And this is not going to surprise her when I start responding to her, but it may surprise some of you. So that's the reason I'm trying to, as OnJerya said, I'm prefacing it with all of this. Let me also say this. I'm a counselor by training,
Right.
but I'm a leader by action because I've always been leading since I was a little girl growing up in the church and Girl Scouts and all that stuff. Now, OnJerya,
Yes.
intention. Immediately,
Yes,
you
sir.
you don't, and I've made a little note about the seven dwarfs, Snow White and the seven dwarfs, and I'm not gonna run down all of those dwarfs, but I wrote it down because you asked about intention, and then you started talking about it may be personal, it may be, you know, you didn't say family, it may be work, it may be friends, it may be organizations, it may be all these different things. But I want to start with work first, academic work.
Yes.
Because if we can go from academic work, and I'm going to go back down to elementary school. Kids go to school for a reason. There needs to be an intention. I'm not just sending my kids to school to eat. That's good. That means I ain't got to try to get them breakfast in the morning if I don't have the time. But that's not really the reason that they're going. They're going so that they can learn everything that they can. You know, there's a book that says, I think I learned everything by the time I was in the 5th grade, or everything in the 5th grade, whatever. Because when you're younger, you are a sponge and you can learn so much. Well, if we learn that there are expectations, work with me now. I know you're actually going to go all the way down to elementary school. I'm a teacher and I wanted to start at the college level, but I thought I better work my way up to college level. You understand?
Yeah.
If I can learn that there is a reason for why my parents send me to school,
Yeah.
and there is a reason why the teachers are there to teach me when I'm in elementary school. There's intention there. There's expectation. When I move up to high school, then I know that there is intentionality in the courses that I take, the clubs that I participate in. If I'm working after school, if I'm in an environment where I can kind of pick and choose what type of jobs I do, I need to be intentional about it because I'm laying a foundation, those the breadcrumbs, the stones that are leading to a particular thing, that finish line, whatever it is for that aspect of your life. So now I've gone to college. Well, whether I'm in undergraduate, I'm getting my master's, or I'm getting my doctorate, there is a reason why you're there.
Right.
There should be intentionality. And if you cannot voice the intentionality, the reason why you're doing something, the reason what you're expecting to accomplish, then you got a problem, Houston. Because now let me take it back to what you were talking about. If I don't know why oh, bless your sweet soul. I heard it in my head, but I caught it in my ear because I heard it in my head. If I don't understand why I'm with good buddy, let me be Miss Gloria, good buddy.
Right.
That's my fault. I'm sorry. Because you see, that means what were my intentions when I entered that relationship with good buddy, a good sister, whatever. What were my intentions? If I don't know what my intentions were, then I need to back off, not them 60 days. That's an inside joke. Probably going to take a year. I might need to back off and figure out why I'm with that person. Now we go through this stuff. What do you like about me? What do you love about me? Why are we asking these people that question? Because we ought to already know it. Because they should be demonstrating and telling me, they can tell me with their mouth. You know, people tell you a whole lot of stuff with their mouth.
Ooh.
Let's watch their actions now. Let me watch their action. Because you know I'm a teacher. You see, people think they can Judge Mathis calls it talking over me. Don't over talk me. Some people may say you loud talk me. People they got a silver tongue, or they just talk so good they talk you right out of your panties. You know what I'm talking about. Going back to academics, they want to talk their way out of it, and they're just talking in circles.
That's
and
it.
you be like Dorothy, they ain't saying nothing. But then when you ask them to write it, now I'm gonna equate right with behavior because right is a verb.
Right.
Work with me now. So when I ask you to write it, you can't write it. As I say often, if you cannot articulate it, you can't write it. Now wait a minute, Toz. I don't understand. Let me explain it to you, baby. I didn't mean nothing bad. I didn't want to talk to you. What do you mean if they cannot articulate it, they can't write it? Well, if you can't articulate something, why you love me, why you appreciate me, you can't write it. Now, write is a verb. You cannot behave in a manner that tells me that you love me.
Right.
Because you can love me, but if you can't demonstrate it in the way that I need you to demonstrate it, it's mute. If you can't write it in a way that says that you understand what you're doing academically, it may be on your job that you have to do some writing. If you cannot write it succinctly, then you're not going anywhere, baby. So now back to relationship. You know, I'm weaving this. Yeah, these intentions. I didn't know. You know, he's just a man, baby, sitting on a horse. I like the way he sits on that horse. That's
Mm-hmm.
from a movie. And she says, he's just a man sitting
That's
on a
it.
horse. If that's all that you like, he's just got a big whatever. He's bow-legged. Is that all that it took for you, baby? He's got pretty eyes. I like his teeth. I like his accent. Is that all it took for you? What were the intentions? And then we get upset when we don't get our expectations are not met.
Right.
But whose fault is that? Whether it's in a romantic relationship, it's in a work relationship, it's in your relationship with your actual employer, it's in your friend relationships, it's organizational. That's on you, baby. Now, somebody may say, and I'm going to give it back to you, OnJerya. Well, TAS, I was younger when I entered into whatever it was. When you learn better, you do better. It's just
Absolutely.
that simple. You can't. Now, this is the colloquial phrase. Y'all know I'm Southern. You can't be a fool all your life. I don't think that's too bad to say. You can't be a fool all your life. You're going to have to come in out the rain sometime, baby. Or you just going to keep being played. And everybody's been played. We're played all the time. We're played by our relationships. We're played by people that we know. We're played by people at the store. We're played by people on our job. We're played by our job.
Yep.
Everybody is pimped out. But you should be able to determine whether it's worth you being pimped out. Because if you ain't getting nothing for it, and I don't mean money, and I don't mean literal being pimped out, but then it may be literal for some people. Yeah, intentionality. Without intentionality, I'll fall for anything.
Absolutely.
You selling the Golden Gate Bridge. Is that the one they've been selling for the last 100, 200 years? It's one of them bridges they've been selling it. It's an old thing that I used to hear when I was growing
I
up and
think
watching movies.
anything.
I could sell you that bridge. Yeah.
But I mean, game should recognize game. Let me state that again. Game should recognize game. But somewhere we get lost in the game that we're playing and somebody don't come out on top where they thought they was. They come out on top, but not necessarily in the position that they thought they was. When you were saying, they tell you this, they tell you that, I was thinking of Barry White.
Oh,
Yes, keep telling you this and telling you that, say
telling
one thing
you
with
that
you,
what's the Oh yes,
practice
practice
what you
what you
preach.
preach. Mm-hmm.
For me, it's action because I feel like talk is cheap. Because baby, you can say
Yeah.
anything, you can tell me anything,
Mm-hmm.
but if you don't put no action behind it, you just talking. You just talking.
Well, let me ask this, OnJerya. In the world that we currently live in, because when I was a little girl, we got phones when I was probably in college, I don't know. But when I was little girl, like Trinity's age, we didn't have access to all the technology. So my question is this. We said practice what you preach. Is there any reason why someone should not be able to determine in 2025 whether this person is feeding them a bunch of hogwash?
I mean, it really shouldn't, but I realized that people fall in love with the entertainment, right? They fall in love with the Delulu because they over there delusional. They're in the land of Delulu. They're not looking at the reality. It's like I'm selling you a pipe dream, right? I'm telling you, oh, baby, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna make you feel like you're the only one. It doesn't matter that there's 50 million people in here, but it's only me and you. And they're gonna give you those eyes. Yes, those Scorpio eyes.
Well, OnJerya, I know you
But you
can't
have to
see
make the
me.
determination, is this person feeding you hogwash?
Hmm.
Meaning
Well,
telling you what you want to hear, or is there some real connection, some real genuine intention behind those words? Because they're actually going to have some action behind it.
hello, this is Shirley.
Hey, Barbara.
The man that you're in love with, he's mine. From the top of his head to the bottom of his feet, the bed he sleeps in, every piece of food he eats, I make it possible. The clothes on his back, I buy them. The car he drives, I pay the note every month. There is a playbook of life.
Of course.
And when you were talking, what was in my mind was, but not, it's my cell phone book of life. I'm
Right.
running a script because that the metaphor of downloading, because we download software. Well, we download software meaning not actual software, but a way of thinking, a way of looking at things. And
Right.
as you say, I might be done going to I got a couple bugs, and so I'm in the land of the Delulu. And so I done got, it's like a deer in front of the headlight. I done got
Right.
blown away by the software that he trying to download on me. And so therefore I'm just, uh, and it's
Right.
just, oh, well, I haven't done my little E in a long time, have I? Let's talk about it. I don't know what I used to do. I got to start doing that again. But it always just kind of comes. I haven't done that in a long time. But now that's in my brain. But it's like, you know, but again, is it that he or she is the entertainment, as you said, but is it that he or she, yeah, I got vertigo. I have to stop moving my head so much. Is it that he or she, I guess I need to stop moving my eyes too. Is it that he
I
or
know.
she, you can't see it, but it's like, oh, is it that he or she is scrolling through their phone, their the way they do things, and it's entertainment for them. But if, oh Lord help me somebody, I happen to get somebody that falls for it,
Right.
then my intentions were always that. But those were never your intentions. Your intentions were to get whatever you could get. And whomever falls for it, that's who you're going to be with.
That's it.
Because that's the way I've always played this game. As you said, game recognize game. Well, I don't have to be out in the streets
Mm-mm.
to recognize game. One of the things I need to be able to do is understand why my parents sent me to school. I'm just an old teacher now.
Yeah.
And I understand why I went to school in kindergarten through 12th grade and what the teachers were trying to do instead of me thinking that I knew better than the teachers. And my parents then empowered me that I don't have to do what the teachers asked me to do. And then when I go into the military, they having to break me down or trying to break me down because I think I am everything. Because that's the way I have got this in my mind. That's the software I'm working from. Then, when I go to graduate school or undergrad or whatever, I won't listen. Because you see, I know everything. Well, go on with your bad self then. Everybody can learn something. So when we talk about this intentions, to me, intentions and expectations are so interwoven,
Right.
but we only want to look at it from a personal relationship because we don't even really explore it most of the times as it relates to siblings.
Right.
And when somebody tries to help you to understand, that was your intention. That was never my intention. Then you got a problem with it, baby. But you didn't listen. When
No.
I spoke it, that's what I meant. That was the end of that. It wasn't going to change. But again, yes, I think I've responded to your question. Yes, intentions are important. And when you enter into relationships or any type of transaction, not understanding what the intentions of both parties are, you may go cross. And somebody is probably going to lose. That's why you have to read contracts.
Exactly. And it's so easy to get caught up because let's
Yeah.
let's be real, sex sales. And we've had that conversation
Mhm.
before that, it sells. And so whether it's a relationship, whether it's friendship, it's something that you're looking for. It's something that you need that to satisfy whether it's an urge, whatever it is, right? It's something that you're desiring. So therefore you have people that just get caught up. It's like a current of like water rushing, right?
Mhm.
You see that water rushing,
Mhm.
right? But you gonna get out there in that boat and just get swept away. And then now we got to be out here search and rescue trying to find you. Did you not see how the water was moving?
No, because I thought he just because he moved with them that way. You know, you know, there was a person that we knew, and he said, and I may get the years wrong, that he was only with a woman for about 5 years, and then he moved on to the next one. Well, he with me now.
Right.
I think that I'm the one. Then I realized I'm not the one. But he told me from the beginning. He's only with the woman for about 5 years. And his pattern didn't change.
No.
But the person that he told that to, they heard it, but they thought that they would be different. So that's the same thing when you talk about that current with that water flowing.
Right.
You see it flowing. This ain't a good time to go out on the lake in the boat. You see the water's rising, but I choose to do that. But whose fault is that?
Yours. Because again, you knew what it was. And I just feel like, again, when someone is very upfront, meaning like they're securing themselves and they let you know from jump, look, these are my intentions. As your friend, you are my friend. My friend. I don't care about the friends you had before me. Baby, you my friend and my friend alone. Okay? So if we go out and you mingling and you see, oh, hey girl, or, this is my friend from high school. This is my friend from elementary school. Have you seen people get a little salty like, oh, but how you doing? Again, the intention is to help you understand you're my friend. So I don't care about nobody come popping up in your face that you knew before me. At this moment, going forward, I am your only friend. And if I am not your only friend, then we're going to have a problem. And that's where you have that disconnect. Because one person, as you would like to say, enters the conversation at a different place than the other person.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So now
But
instead of us talking to
again,
each other, we talking
I'm
over
sorry.
each other. No, you're good.
No, go ahead on.
Now I was saying instead of us talking to each other, we're talking over each other
Or talking at each other.
or talking at each other because I'm on first base and you already a home run.
Hmm. Um, absolutely. And I don't know if someone that's joining us, you may have a, thank you everybody for joining us. You may have an opinion about this, so please, put it in the comments. Um, the thing is, I want what I want. And when you go back to that example
Yeah.
of we're out and somebody that they knew previously saunters in, you know, you know, there are multiple sides to that, OnJerya.
Of course.
Now, if he and I are very clear about our intention and the expectations of the two of us, I don't care who saunters in,
Mm-mm.
because that ain't got a daggone thing to do with me. Just keep on sauntering in.
Right.
Because the only time that it becomes an issue is when he acts out of character. And when he acts out of character, I'm not going to act out of character because, I don't argue with men. I picked that up 30 years ago. I don't argue with men, and I don't, because I don't want to lose. I don't want to step out of my character,
Right.
because if I step out of my character, you're not going to like it, because I'm not who you think I am. So let me remain in character. And what I mean by that is let me remain true to who I am, who I want to be. Because if they're going to act out of character because this person has come around, then that means what I thought our intentions were, that's not our intentions.
Right.
Now it's entertainment, you see. And that's my first indication that this has all been entertainment. And you can define entertainment how you want to define entertainment. Because it's not that woman's, it's not her issue. It ain't
No.
gonna be my issue either. It's gonna be his issue.
Right.
Because you see, what did TD Jakes say? I got the gift of goodbye. Goodbye, baby. Bye, bye, bye. Somebody got a song talking about goodbye or something. Well, Beyonce
Instinct.
said, oh, huh?
Instinct is bye bye bye.
Uh-huh. Beyonce said, to the left,
To
to
the
the
left, to
left.
the left.
Another one in what, a minute?
You're very much
Again,
irreplaceable.
yeah. Bless yourself. Yeah. So that's the way I see that. And I think that, and also, I think it's good to quiz people,
Yeah.
but it's better to watch their actions.
For me, it's a combination because uh, I love to hear what you say,
Mm-hmm.
but then I love more to see if you can back it up. And
Mm-hmm.
what you discover is 95, 95% of the time, they can't back it up. They just get together and run off at the mouth. And when you see that, you then have to make a determination as to what do I do with this? Now, me, again, little Miss Scorpio,
Mm-hmm.
um, don't like having time wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And as Scorpios, we have 7 spirit animals. We're the only zodiac sign that has multiple spirit animals. And I'm not going to name them all because I'll probably forget some. But I always think of it like this. Think of a cat that has a ball of yarn or a ball. And you know how you
Mm-hmm.
just play with it? Their little paw just playing with it.
Uh-huh.
Well, depending on what mood I'm in, if you don't deliver on what you said you were going to be delivering on,
Mm-hmm.
I may rock with you,
Mm-hmm.
but trust and believe you done show me what you're dealing with. You done show your cards. Your whole cards are showing. And so now you become entertainment. And whenever I'm ready to, to the left you, until then, I'm just that cat playing with that ball, that toy. Should you do that? Probably not, because God said vengeance is his. But again, I operate in the flesh.
Well,
Which is why it's important to make sure we don't hype me up, as they say, hype me up, hey, hype me up. Don't overhype yourself up on something that you know you can't execute, because that is the absolute worst thing that you can do is set the intentions on, oh, I'm this, I'm that, da 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 da, and then you don't deliver on it. So now I'm looking at you sideways, because now it becomes a bigger picture than just the intentions. Now it's like, okay, so now you're a liar.
yeah.
Now I don't even know who I'm dealing with. Can the real you please show up? What did Eminem say? Can the real Slim Shady please show up? Can you come up? Can the real you show up? Because as they want to say, Maya Angelou and whoever said it, if it was Maya or somebody before her, when a person show you who they are, believe them. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
thing, we don't want to believe them, because again, we're believing with this.
But OnJerya, the question is, why is it that my mind moves so quick. Why is it that I have we been taught to pay more attention to what people say versus what they do? Where
Yeah.
do we get this from?
It's probably a combination of places. It's probably your upbringing. Social media definitely is not helping. Friends, foe, society, they're all one and the same. That's why you get caught up in that.
And this is probably not it. I don't know why this popped in my brain, but I want to just massage it in half a second. Could it, I'm just talking my ancestry, not nobody else, not nobody else. But could it be from ancestral times, those who were on the plantation talked about what they were going to do
Oh, yeah.
and how they were going to leave the plantation and have a better life. Well, there were some who were able to escape and do that.
Right.
But because things were so trying, there were some who were not able to do that. But we understood as that community on the plantation
Right.
that because of all the odds are stacked against us, only one or two would be able to actually escape. So those who were not able to escape, they did not lose anything as far as respect
Right.
because only a few could do it anyway. So I wonder if some of those things got passed down, little bits and pieces of it. Because I'm sorry, you just can't. There you go telling me no. I don't even know, it's probably not even that's right song. There you go telling me. Is it yes? No, no, no.
I don't know.
Is it, you don't know the song? Well, anyway, I'm gonna be trying to figure that. Well, if I can't come up with it before we leave here, I'm gonna find it as soon as we get out. But basically you're telling, because it's not Keith Sweat, you're telling me yes or you're telling me no. But really my point is, there you are telling me this,
Right.
but it's always the opposite. So when am
Okay.
I gonna get a clue? You see, and that's the reason I'm like, am I stuck on stupid, as Diane would say if she was living? Why am I stuck? You keep telling me we're gonna do X, Y, Z, it's gonna be this way, but it never is.
I don't want to. I
Oh,
don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I want to believe. See, that's why we get caught up in that potential. And as I have realized, down through the years, the Lord has been good to me. That when you be focusing on that potential, see, that's when you get yourself messed up, right? I believe that
Oh,
one
I
day,
believe.
I believe one day they're going to get it together and they're going to rise to the occasion and they're going to do XYZ. Oh, we've been talking. Oh, baby, I want to own my own business with your friends, your man, your woman. Oh, baby, I want to go back to school. Oh, my goal is to be da 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 da. Okay, well, friend, foe, whomever, in order to get there, you got to do XYZ, XYZ. Oh, but then here comes the excuses. Well, I want that, but it's not the right time. Or, oh, I want that, but,
It's never the right time.
my money is looking a little
It's that
funny. Oh,
funny.
I want that, but, I'm grieving. It's always going to be some problems. But because the person, outside person, is like, yeah, they going to rise to the occasion one day. And the thing that you must realize is that person may rise to the occasion, but baby, it may not be with you. And
Yeah.
I've said that before.
Yeah.
It, it may not be with you. Why? Because maybe you have cultivated an environment where they've gotten too comfortable and they feel the need that they ain't got to do anything. Like, I used to have this conversation with my oldest niece, and she used to be like, "Yeah, what you're doing is wrong. What you're doing is wrong." And I'd be like, "Look, let me tell you something. I have some friends that get it in the raw. Okay. They know everything. Everything. They get it in the raw because they can handle it. Then I have some friends, I can't give you too much because if I give you too much, you're going to get the judging.
Mhm,
And see, and
mhm.
when you get the judging and inserting yourself when I didn't ask you to insert, now we're going to have a problem. I'm going to have to, not talk to you for a while. But her thing was like, you're being fake and phony. And I'm like, no, some people just can't handle that. They can't handle that disappointment that this person said that they were going to do something that they haven't done yet. Because again, it's the reasons I'm believing what he's telling me. I'm believing what my friend is saying. I'm believing that I'm going to get this job. Oh, just keep doing this. Oh, just keep doing that. I've been in a situation like that. I've been overlooked, but then yet you want to utilize my skills. So I wasn't good enough for the job, but I'm good enough for you to utilize my skills and my knowledge. Mm, nah, baby, that's not what we do. That's not what we do. Because again, you're taking advantage of someone who over there in the land of Delulu, and I've been over there. That's why I can talk about it. I've been over there because there have been some people that I have cut them off, and as soon as I cut them off, oh well, now I'm doing such and such, and I'm working on that, and I'm just like, what the heck? If I had known 10 years ago, cutting you off was going to help push you. Go with that push. What is it? What is it?
Push you
Stronger.
into your stronger, how overcoming life's adversity. So push you into your
Mhm,
purpose.
mhm. If I knew 10 years ago that by me pulling back my energy was gonna help you finally get to that potential, I'd have did that 10 years ago.
Mhm.
But I was holding on to the broken promises because I am broken myself. And sometimes it's better to remain broken because when I'm broken, I don't have to deal with reality. And that's really what it boils down to. As long as I don't have to deal with the reality of whatever the circumstances are, I'm good. I can't pay my bills, but baby, I'm out here in a G Wagon.
Now,
But
I'm
nobody knows
sorry.
though. But nobody knows
What's
though.
wait a minute. What'd you say, OnJerya?
I said, I can't pay my bills, but I'm out here driving a G Wagon,
Okay. What's a G Wagon?
Mercedes
Oh, I
SUV.
thought it was.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
just I thought it might have been a Mercedes, but
yeah.
G Wagon. Okay.
I'm getting the 2026 edition. I don't even know if they come out yet, but that's it ain't. They don't have no miles on it. It got all the bells and whistles on it, but I can't pay my bills. But nobody knows it because when they see me get out the car and I got on my Louis and my Gucci and my
Does
suit,
that come from slavery too?
it does.
Now, Gina was joining us. We talk about that poverty mentality, and there is
Yeah,
a whole curriculum that someone developed because the framework was to help educators understand how certain students interface with education.
right.
And we're not going to talk about that, and
Not
whether it's here or there. But again, if Gina was here, when she sees this, she would say it's the poverty mentality that I'm going to drive in this G wagon, but I can't pay my bills.
right.
Now, I I think it's a combination of social intelligence,
Yeah,
emotional intelligence, because again, if I'm willing, and there is a winning, if transformation, it's willing, it's a well, now my mind is, I'm thinking about that song. We got free will. It's
yeah,
choice or will and obligation. I make a choice. I do make a choice. It's like with Robert's Rules of Order. Unless something has changed, you either vote yes
or
in
no.
favor or no, not in favor. People talk about I abstain. When you
Still
abstain,
no.
you voted. You just voted no. I think is what it is. You voted no. That's a vote. So we we make a choice. We choose to do something.
Yeah,
And so you gonna talk about whatever, whatever. No, that was a willing choice, baby.
it was.
And people, I'm on this education because I'm in education. When you choose not to take the guidance that's being provided to you, whether you're K-12 or you're post-secondary, that's a choice. And when life doesn't give you what you want it to give you cannot go back down there and blame your elementary school teacher because you would not sit down in the chair and do what he or she asked you to do. That was your choice.
But
You
I
can't
can
blame your
though.
ninth grade teacher, huh?
But I can though.
Well, you can, but it ain't gonna get you nowhere.
There
What
have
did what
been.
that teacher say? What go ahead and say what she said? Cause we said what did she
I already
say?
got mine. I already got mine. You trying to get yours? But no, there have been recently students that have graduated. I said the nerve of these people, and have like sued. And I don't know what the outcome has been, but have sued like the school districts, saying that basically they went to school all
They
those
can't
years,
read.
and you didn't prepare them to survive in the world. And I'm just like,
Now, first of all, it's not my job to prepare you to survive in the world.
it's not.
Now, that's your parents' job because your parents have you more than I have you as a K-12 educator. I have you for a couple of hours a day.
That's it.
And you expect me with 30 some 35 people in the room to prepare you to survive in the world? No, I'm going to give you tools.
That's it.
That's where that school home partnership has to come in place. And that's where you also have to be in the mix. You got to do what the teachers tell you to do. You got to do what your parents say. And let's hope they're on the same path. So
Right.
then you are going in the right direction. To me, as Doc would say, the school does, the man from Crown Point, we only can work with what you send us.
That's it.
If you don't send me anything, there's nothing for me to work with. Let me give
Nothing.
it to you a different way. You want me to make you you want me to fry you some fish. But if you didn't bring any fish, how am I gonna fry it?
Okay.
I got all the batter, I got everything, but I don't have the fish. Or you bring me the fish, but you didn't bring me any batter. You just made the assumption. Well, I got some all-purpose flour, even maybe some self-rising. I don't want that because that's not going to be the way the fish need to look and taste. Well, what you want me to do about it? You
Valid.
didn't bring me any batter. You're going to need to go get the batter. So it's the same sort of thing. you play a role in it when it comes to your personal relationships now. You see how I brought it back there?
Mm-hmm.
What's your role? I'm gonna always blame somebody else because it didn't work out. Eh, you
Right.
know, everybody got a role in it. But sometimes things don't work out because the intentions, as you start this conversation, the intentions never really align.
No.
You thought they did, but they did not. And because they did not, you could never be playing the same game at the same time. You
Mm,
playing baseball, they playing soccer. Then you're going to be playing soccer, and then vice versa. Then when you playing baseball, they playing soccer.
right.
When you playing basketball, they want to be a cross country runner. Can we play the same game at the same time? Well, no, because we just entertain each other.
That's it.
And somebody is feeding off the fact that we're not on the same page. Somebody's really getting a kick out of that.
They are. And it also goes to accountability, right? You have to be accountable for your actions.
No, I'm
You
not.
can't control what somebody else does, whatever they say, how they move. You have no control over someone else. You only have control over you and how you choose to move. Just like, well, she's not gonna really see this unless it just happened to be, a clip that shows on a particular platform that they're on. But some will get it, some won't. Their birthday's coming up, and there's like an event that happens every year here, um, with various restaurants in the city. So with their birthday coming up, they reached out and was like, "Hey, um, like da 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 is gonna be going on." But first of all, they like, well, like da 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 is gonna be going on, and it's gonna be going on like around the time of my birthday, and I'm like, mm-hmm. Just want to know like if you want to get up and have dinner. Like, I paused when I read it because I was like,
Mm-hmm.
because
The answer
again,
really no.
because right, the answer really is no, right? But again, this has nothing to do with people pleasing. It's more of, I know you want to talk, right? Because it becomes very one sided. And I know that it's one sided. And I'm okay with it. That's why you have to do people in doses, right? And they're one of those people. So they're telling me, like, okay, boom, like, I'm going out of town these days, but other than that, I'm free. Now, their birthday falls on a Tuesday.
But that won't work. You need to go and let her know right now that you have a standing engagement at 7 p.m. Eastern time for your exclusive show on IG, Real Talk with TAS and OnJerya. And she just going to have to smoke that in her pipe or whatever the colloquial phrases are.
Hey, Melissa. So, I responded back and was like, well, I'm pretty much available all these days, but these 2 days, right? And then she gonna make a comment back like, I don't understand, like, what's going on Tuesdays? Everyone just acts like it's a national holiday. But I quickly responded with what you just said. Well, I go live every Tuesday exclusively on IG at 7 o'clock.
She'll need to sit herself down.
And I don't care who it is. If it ain't my birthday,
It don't count.
it don't count, okay? Because when it's old birthday, gonna let you know we not gonna be here because it's
Mm-hmm.
Scorpio season and it's my birthday. Okay,
Yes, sir.
you
We
don't
know
know.
that. You know what?
You don't know. But if it's somebody else's birthday, honey, please don't have several seats. But I
But,
can tell, even though we
let me say this because we hadn't talked about this offline. I know who she's talking about. But even when she made the statement, that question, what is it about Tuesdays? Because Tuesday is going to be her birthday. What is it about Tuesday that everybody seems to act like it's a blah, 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 blah? You're doing the exact same thing, but you're upset that people are not putting their plans on the shelf in order
Right.
to please you. Beware of people who think that they are in control of your life, because Melissa knows this. People manipulate you so subtly
They do.
that you don't even realize. Others may know it too, but I just happen to know about Melissa. People will manipulate you so subtly, you don't even realize what they're doing.
Right.
Because she's trying to make you feel bad because everybody Tuesdays is such a big deal and it's her birthday. Well, people have plans,
Okay.
and your birthday falls on a different day every year. But people have plans for Tuesdays. People may have a plan for a Monday. They have standing things that they do. Who are you to make them feel like what they're doing is not important?
Right. Right. But we settled on a date, like then it was like, Thursday or Friday. And I'm just like, again, I just was telling him, be nice, OnJerya.
Mm-hmm. And Melissa
Be
said,
nice.
yes, people do that.
Be nice. Not don't I ain't gonna say what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, be nice, but no, seriously though. Um, I know what I'm dealing with. And I always say that. I said, baby, when you know what you're dealing with, you act accordingly. So with this particular individual, I know what I'm dealing with. And the fact of like your response, even after I told you why, right? You then just like don't even acknowledge and be like, oh yeah, girl, I forgot that. Like you give me no, like you just that just over your
It was
head.
not important. It was not important to them.
Well, baby, your birthday is not important to me either. Because again,
And,
unless it's my birthday,
and that's a good point, Anjay,
you know.
because again, really, that is the crux of what we've been talking about.
Yes,
Intentions in as it relates to all sorts of relationships. The
yes,
intentions don't align.
they
They
don't.
don't mirror each other. And because they don't mirror each other, one person will always, for the most part, there's never say always, but most times
Yes,
one person is, I'm gonna use
giving
regular
more
language,
than the
taking
other.
advantage. What you say,
Yeah,
Anjay?
I
They're
was like
taking,
giving more than the other,
yeah,
but taking
yeah,
advantage.
they're giving more. They're taking advantage of the other person. And then when you realize that and you try to pull back, then they come in with the gaslighting, the emotional manipulation to make it seem like you've done something wrong when they have been using and abusing you the whole time.
Yes,
But you didn't see it. You couldn't understand it. And now that you don't want the entertainment because you want something more, y'all
right.
forgot what entertainment means. You want something more because if they only want entertainment,
Mhm.
then it's a push and a pull. And it's like, okay, how am I going to regain control? Where this person is
Right.
giving more and I'm giving less or
Less,
nothing,
nothing at all.
because the intentions never align. And that's the reason why it is so important to have to, yes, Anjay, I agree about conversations, but behavior really speaks louder than words,
It
because
does.
you may be with someone who is very articulate. And
Yes,
that, I don't mean that they have to go to college. They're just so articulate.
they are.
They just got the gift of gab. So when they talk, you can't get a word in. And if you try to get a word in, not because they're talking so much you can't respond, but when your responses come, they have a quick response that's going to then again gaslight you,
Yep.
make it seem like it's your issue, and that they have been trying to meet all of your needs. Well, that's nice. And if you cannot, if you can't out talk them, let them talk,
That's it.
and then you act. Let them talk and then you act, because actions speak louder than words. There's some people you cannot have a conversation with because you're
Yes.
never going to win. And it's not about trying to win from a perspective of, oh, I gotta outdo them. No, no, no.
Right.
but you should be able to voice your thoughts and your opinions. And we're not always going to agree, but at some point, sometime I'm going to say something that you're going to really understand my perspective,
Right.
and you might try to do differently. But if you're going to overtalk me all the time and belittle what I think, how I feel, well, that's fine. Let them do it. And that's when you make your plan. And,
And
you know,
and the thing is, it goes back to like, your tagline at the end. You got to take care of you. So regardless
absolutely.
of what someone's intentions are,
Mhm.
you got to have your own intentions. You got
True.
to know what you want. And I think that's most importantly is, what do you want? Because sometimes it don't even matter what somebody's intentions are. If your intentions are not in alignment with their intentions, then we don't need to collect $2 and pass go. We need to stop right here. No, nothing else to say. Thank you for your time. As Shani told, well, I can't think of her name right now, Brandy on Basketball Wives LA. Thank you for your services. That's it. There's nothing else, because then what starts happening is just like, okay, well, they want to get married. Oh, that's like the number one thing. Well, I want to get married. He tells you he don't want to get married, but I can change him. No, you can't. I want to have kids. Well, I don't want to have
Mm.
kids. I can change him. No, you can't. Or you can change her. No, you can't. If they tell you from Jump Street, I don't want XYZ, don't get it in your head that you can. Don't. Because then you have played yourself. And then when that doesn't happen, because again, you thought, well, I could change him, I can change her. Now you don't wasted precious years, good years,
It is.
with somebody that told you what it was from the get go. But
Mhm.
again, you fall in love with them pipe dreams, and you fall in love with the land of Delulu, and not understanding that this is for entertainment purposes. This ain't. I'm not here. What they say, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time, or good whatever
Yeah,
it is.
that works, Sanjay.
Yeah,
However they
yeah,
say that works.
yeah. Maybe I'm not here. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I got it right. I'm not here for a long time. I'm only here for a good time, or vice versa. However it go. They done told you what it is. Like we said, you can't change nobody unless they want to be changed.
They want to be changed.
And 9 times out of 10, they don't want to be changed, because that's how they've been operating. That's how they've been bamboozling people and getting over on people, because that is the game. And it's up for you to recognize the game that's being played,
Mhm.
because the players change, but the game remains the
It
same.
never changes. Mm-mm.
It's never going to change. It doesn't matter if you talking to, an NBA player that's 6'4", 250 pounds, light brown, hazel brown eyes, and they have a stigma. The stereotype is, oh, they're not faithful, da 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 da. And I'm not saying that you should judge someone, right? Because I'm a firm believer in giving grace. My Scorpio sister, Paula, when she watched this on YouTube, she gonna tell me about it. She was saying, OnJerya, you give people too much grace. And I do. I'm working on that. I really am. Because I do give people too much grace, because I do believe that people will rise to the occasion. It's not the potential. There's a difference. There's a difference. Because it's like, I see what I'm working with. But it's just like, at what point do I make the decision to walk away? Because it's not going to happen, and it's okay. And you shouldn't feel like I'm defeated. Never feel defeated, because sometimes the person that you're having the interaction with, they don't even know. They've just been talking, because that's what they've done all their life, is just talk, gave the gift of gab, and it's worked for them. But when they got to you, it didn't work. And so now they over there struggling, hustling, bustling, trying to figure out, okay, well, I'm doing this and that's not working. I'm saying that's not working. Well, what do I do? Now I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. So then it's like it's that push pull, right? Like let me, I'm in thinking mode.
Okay.
I'm in. That's where I'm at right now. I'm in thinking mode.
You need 3 days.
I'm in
So you
thinking
could,
mode.
PD Jakes, I'm assuming this is a man that's in thinking mode. Need
I'm
him
in
three
thinking
days.
mode.
So that's the way that he said that that's one way men are like Christ. It take them 3 days. You ask them a question and they thinking about it, and then they come back after 3 days and say, uh, you asked me about blah 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 blah. I've been thinking. And you look at them
Uh-huh.
like, what are they talking about? Don't you remember? And you done gone on past that, don't have a clue about what they're talking about. So they've been thinking.
And you
They've
just
been
let them
thinking.
keep on thinking and see. And what you will realize is that sometimes while that person over there thinking, ooh, this is not only for y'all, but this is for me too. Okay, like this is me talking to me, to y'all. Okay. Sometimes we need a moment of clarity. We need
Mhm.
some time of peace and quietness so that we're not distracted by the noise. And we've had that conversation.
Yeah, that baby here.
You got to be able to hear them. And I can honestly say, for me personally, it's been quite peaceful. I've heard a lot of things and I've seen a lot of glow up. Not saying that I won't glowing up before, but I've definitely seen a lot of glow up because again, they can be holding you back from your blessing.
Yeah.
They can be holding you back from your blessing. So if you enter the conversation at the same place, we start at A and we go all the way to Z, then we shouldn't have no problems. But if I start at A and you already at G, well, we already know how this is going to go. Somebody's going to get aggravated. Somebody's going to be bothered. Somebody's going to be irritated. And it's up for you to and it's up for you to determine how long you going to stay aggravated, irritated. When are you going to walk away? Because you got to put me first. You got to put me first. I understand Jaheim said you got to put that woman first. No, baby, we going to be Cookie Lion from Empire. I got to put me first, Lucius. I got to take care of me and my mental health. I got to make sure that not only are the things that I'm doing, but the people that I am surrounding myself with, are they in alignment with what God has for me or whoever your belief is in? Like, because sometimes it's a test. And we don't like those. We don't like a test because that means I got to read. And we don't want to read. We just want you to tell us the answer. But sometimes you're going to have to read, even though it's multiple choice and fill in the blank, true, false. Uh, am I missing another? No, that's it. Multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank. That is,
Essay,
huh?
essay, essay.
Oh yeah, essay. All that gonna
Short
be on.
answer.
All that gonna be on your test,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Tina Turner said we're gonna do it until we get it right.
No, baby. Rita said we're going to do it till we get it right.
Well, no, that was Tina too.
Oh, Tina said it too.
I think she said it too. But anyway, we
Well,
not gonna.
Tina said, I'm a music person, guys, and I used to do this with my mama, and then I would do it with OnJerya when ever since she was a little girl. I would say I'd do a little bit of a song lyric and say, now who is this? Because she was being in the car seat, and because she's the oldest, and she'd be in the car
Yeah,
seat, and I'd be playing at that time my cassettes, and then it was my DVDs. But I think it's Aretha said we're going to do it till we get it right. But
absolutely.
Tina says sometimes we have to do it rough. We have to do it basically. We have to do a little rough sometimes.
Yeah,
That's Proud Mary, and sometimes it does become a little rough. But as I bring everything to a close, Angelia, I think that there have been so many nuggets that you dropped tonight about relationships, but really about intentions. Intentions pave the way for what we accomplish.
yes,
If it's from a career perspective, I've got this great idea and it's going to work. But what are my intentions? Am I expecting just to fall from the sky? The sky's falling. I think it's Chicken Little. You're going to have to do some work. You see, it just don't happen that way.
Down.
Relationships, even if you start out at A or at G, you still have to work and cultivate that so that you grow together, whether that's a romantic, whether it's sibling, whether it's some other sort of organizational relationships, whether it's work, career, whatever, your relationship
Right.
with yourself. You have to do that. And emotional intelligence is so important. And the reason emotional intelligence is important is when you have emotional intelligence, you don't look outside of yourself to blame for blame.
Right.
You take responsibility. You are accountable for your actions. It's easy to say, the whatever made me do it, well, something made me do it. But you know, you did it. You made a bad decision. You rolled the
Oh,
dice. They didn't fall in your favor. You have to own that. When
mm-hmm.
you begin to own that, that's when you become free. That's when you are, listen at me, Andrea, you're just so sweet. That's when you become empowered.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, really, that's the empowerment. And it's scary. Who wants to actually own their own mistakes? But you can't get nowhere if you don't.
That's
The
it.
people in the Bible, they couldn't get anywhere until they owned their own mistakes.
Yeah.
So again, who are we to think that we don't have to do that? And when you don't do it, whatever the situation is, you're still fueling it. You're still feeding it. You're giving it control over you.
Right.
And people love to control you.
Of
They
course.
love it.
They get off
So
on it.
they get off on it. You know, it's an interlude. It's a educational, physical, spiritual, psychological interlude.
Mm-hmm.
They love it, but we're the ones that keep feeding it for them
Right.
because we don't want to admit, oh, maybe I shouldn't have, I stayed too long. Stevie Wonder said, I went and stayed too long.
Thank
I
you.
should have been signed, sealed, and delivered and out of there. But again, we learn in life. And remember, you can't take care of yourself until you can be honest with yourself.
True.
Um, and that's a daily walk. That's the reason why I say it every day so that I can hear it myself. Because I'm like everybody else. I'm living through this thing called life. I'm trying to get it right. Some days I just miss it. Some days I do better than others, but I'm not going to stop trying.
Uh-oh.
Because that's when you really have defeat because you stop trying. As long as you try, as someone said today, and I told them it was an excellent analogy. You're driving down the road, you're in your vehicle. If you think about it, the front windshield is larger than the back
It is.
because what's the back is looking at the past.
Mm-hmm.
I told him it was good, and y'all will hear it one day. And the front is larger because you're driving towards your future. So the things that didn't go well today, that's
Okay.
okay. Because you see, that's in the past.
Yeah.
Because once it happened at 3 o'clock today. Well, that's the past because now it's whatever time. Don't keep focusing on the past. Learn the lesson and then keep your eyes focused on what's in front of you. Look through that big glass and
Yes.
see possibilities. And those possibilities are there for us if we take responsibility, take accountability for however things go, whether they're good or bad.
Yeah.
Learn the lesson, because there's lessons and good stuff too. Learn the lesson and keep moving. And before you do anything else, make sure you're taking care of you. Because if you don't take care of you, the lessons, they don't matter
Right.
because you didn't take care of you. So you don't have an opportunity to implement them. OnJerya, thank you so much for such a stimulating conversation tonight. Thank you to everybody for joining us, for participating in the chat. And again, before you go trying to take care of somebody else, make sure you take care of yourself first. Bye now.
Bye.